Hey guys, we're talking about anxiety today. Stay tuned. Welcome to the vlog. I am talking about anxiety and it stinks. And I have suffered with it for many, many years. I would probably say a good 20 years before I found anything that helped. And it was pretty bad. It was actually really bad. So I am going to go through a way to help you overcome it. But before we do, I actually wanted to mention a few products that I really love that helped me, and maybe they'll help you as well. I'm not a doctor, so some of these things you might want to consult with your doctor if you're pregnant or if you're on medication. But I took it with medication and they were fine, but you might want to talk to your doctor if you have any concerns with these. So the first one are essential oils. I really like doTERRA. That's the company I happen to go with, but there are also some really good companies as well. These ones you can put on I put them on the bottom of my feet, or on the base of my neck, just right here on your spine, and it seemed to do the trick. The first one that was an absolute must is Vetiver, and it actually called this one liquid Ritalin or liquid Xanax. That is how powerful this stuff is, and it is real. It was extremely relaxing when I was just really, really anxious and having a bad panic attack or anxiety attack. The next one is bergamot, which that was a big one too. It actually lowers your cortisol levels, and which is huge for when you're having an anxiety attack. The last one I just loved because it smelled so good, and it really always made me happy no matter what. I just felt better, and that is wild orange. And I'm sure it was doing stuff, but I didn't really feel a whole lot of relaxation, but I did feel happier, which when you're suffering from depression as well as anxiety is a bonus. The next things I want to talk about are tinctures, and tinctures is what they are, is they're different from essential oils, where essential oils are the actual oil of a plant. The tincture is usually put in either glycerin or alcohol, and it sits there for quite a while, and then all of the properties from the plant get soaked into the alcohol, so you actually just have the liquid left over. I actually make a bunch of my own tinctures, and that's what these are. That's why there's no like really pretty labels on them. The ones that I used for anxiety are valerian root. And valerian is a huge, huge one to calm your nervous system. It is one of the main ones. It's huge into helping you get to sleep. However, it never made me sleepy because I was always so anxious. So if you are really high strung and are having a lot of anxiety, this will just calm you down, where other people, it might actually put them to sleep. It never put me to sleep. It just helped me calm down. The next one is yellow jasmine, and this one, it actually helps to aid in digestion along with anxiety, and it lowers cholesterol. So there's a lot of health benefits along with these that aren't just anxiety. But the last one was kava kava that I used, and this one is probably the most potent one, I would say, just because it can really relax you so much that people have gotten DUIs after using this and then drive. So if you're not a very anxious person, then this will put you to sleep, as will most of these. However, if you have high anxiety, like I did, I didn't come close to getting tired with these. I just calmed down. The last thing I want to mention that was really big to help get rid of brain fog for me was oat straw. They actually call it Avena Sativa. It helps you get rid of the brain fog. It helps you, it's got magnesium, it's got vitamin A, vitamin K, all the B complexes in it, which is really big for the brain. It helps with the adrenal glands to balance those out, which is a pretty big deal because that is what's sending you into fight or flight when you have an anxiety attack. At least it was for me. Now we're going to get into the healing part, and this is the part that actually got rid of it for me. All these products were great, but they really helped just manage it, and it was wonderful to have them because I think I would have lost my mind if I didn't have a little bit of something to curb the edge. However, I really wanted to get rid of it. So we're going to use the 5-step method. And if you haven't watched the video, I highly recommend that you do, because it's really going to lay a foundation for you to understand how to overcome your anxiety. So step 1, we're going to think of something very specific. Now, for me, I really had a hard time being in social situations. So if I was to meet with a church group or something, or a girls' night out, it was really hard for me to do that, because I probably would take all day just in preparation. And in my head, it was constantly, don't be weird, don't be weird, don't be weird. And that is no way to live. So I am going to use that as a really good specific example to show you how to remove anxiety. So anxiety is more of a feeling for me, but if you can think of a specific situation, then that works as well. But I can definitely tell you that I get a feeling in my gut and about right here in my heart area. Those two areas are probably the biggest area that I feel it. I feel it either somebody's sitting on my chest, or I feel like I am like somebody punched me in the gut. So I think of that feeling when I think of something specific. And so if somebody invites me out, then I would say that feeling would start to come up. And as soon as I recognize that feeling, or I recognize an event that is triggering me, I start to immediately think of the drain. And I think of that feeling as washing down the drain. Now, as I'm washing it down the drain, I'm also thanking it, because this is putting my body into fight or flight, because it is trying to avoid either danger or getting hurt in some way. And because it's doing that, I really am going to thank it, because it's really trying to protect me. And it seems like this is a really dangerous situation, even though it's not. Going out with your girlfriends probably isn't that dangerous situation most of the time. So it's just really trying to protect you. So I'm going to thank it while it is going down the drain. And I'm going to really let that feeling wash away. Now, sometimes as I go through this event, instead of feeling better, as more things come up, you might start feeling more and more panicked. And that's okay, because it's bringing stuff up. So you really just want to pile it on top. And there's no wrong way to do this. So just start throwing it all down the drain and be like, yep, there we go. We're just going to pile it all in. So as I'm thinking this and it's all going down the drain, and I may be having more things come up, and I may not, but we're also going to forgive ourselves. It's okay. It's okay that I have felt so awkward and felt so weird for so long, and I forgive myself, and it's been protecting me. So I thank it, I forgive myself, and the next thing I'm going to say is the opposite, and that is that I really do know how to be in public. I'm okay. I can hold a rational conversation. I know what I'm talking about. I sound normal when I'm talking. I have valuable information to give, and people really value my presence. They value me being with them. Because let's be honest, they wouldn't be asking you to do this. They wouldn't be asking you to come out with them if they didn't value your time and they didn't value you as a person. So that is true. You have to look for truth. And sometimes, especially in our heads, we're going, I'm a moron, or I'm so awkward, or don't be weird, don't be weird, don't be weird kind of attitude going on and repeating in our head. But we really aren't that weird as we're imagining that we are. And even if you really are that weird that you're imagining that you are, we're weird because we're so anxious and we're trying not to be weird. So that's what we're letting go down the drain. So as this is all coming up, we're thanking it, we're putting in a positive, and you're going to just keep doing this until it really does tend to calm and go away. Now, maybe as you go out, you're able to get out the door, but let's say you're in a situation where now something new came up and you're out of the house and you really can't work on yourself. Well, that's okay. So is what you're going to do in that situation is you're going to train your brain to say, okay, instead of trying to control the panic attack, allow it to happen, but allow it to happen in a way to say, what is this? What is this that my body feels is a danger? And maybe you have to kind of go into a reserve mode a little bit and maybe not be a part of the conversation. Maybe you need to go use the restroom and just really sit there and psychoanalyze and say, what is it that I'm feeling? And maybe it's something as simple as somebody said something and now you feel like an idiot. Okay, so that's a trigger word. You feeling like an idiot is a trigger word. So now when you go home and you get into a safe area and a safe space for you, you can be remembered of that time and say, okay, I felt like an idiot. Now let's remove that. So you see how it's going to really empower you to let go of your anxiety instead of trying to control it and to say, don't be weird, don't be weird. I have to control this. I trust that you're going to be empowered now to really take control of your anxiety and to overcome it. Give it a big thumbs up if this video was helpful, and I'd love to hear your comments about what you were able to overcome. And subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Until next time, bye guys.